Welcome to a brand new video. So yes, then see by today's title and thumbnail, we are back with another Premier League prediction. That is right, today we are predicting Premier League Game Week 25. That is right, there are 12 games being played this week, so a few teams are playing twice during this game week. So not take video guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already there. So come and join me where I talk about each side, talk about the last game, talk about all the stats, and then finally I predict the score for that game. So anyway, without further ado, man, it is cold today. I've just been physio for my ACL injury, and I am hot and sweaty. So anyway, without further ado, let's start. These two started playing twice, but I'll get onto that at the end of this video. So anyway, first up we have Brentford versus Liverpool. That is right, man. Brentford with a fantastic win against Wolves 2-0. They now set a comfortable 6 points ahead of the drop zone. Last week I said they are looking in danger, but beating Wolves and getting 3 points in the bag, they are now looking a bit more secure. Thomas Frank has hinted that the star man Ivan Toney will be leaving at the end of this season, so that is a massive blow for Brentford. But I think obviously he's got one more year left on his deal, and I think now needs to sort of cash in to obviously not lose him on a free the season after. So yeah, personally I think they should get some money in for him, let him go and find, move on, but we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, Thomas Frank has said Toney will be leaving, I think. Liverpool beat Burnley 3-1. Not very convincing win, but they now sit 2 points clear at the top of the table. They'll be welcoming back their main star Mo Salah. Is back from international duty, okay, and what a time to have him back, because this part of the season, half of the season, is so important to have your best players back, and now they've got him back. They've got a massive chance of winning the title for Klopp's last year. So right then guys, just on that, I think Liverpool will win this game. That's why I got Liverpool to beat Brentford 2-0. Next up we have Burnley versus Arsenal. Burnley lost 3-1 to Liverpool, but they did battle, and that is all you can ask for. I do feel sorry for Burnley though, because they have played Liverpool and Arsenal within a week of each other, so it's kind of harsh, but that's what the Premier League is all about, guys. You're playing the best teams in the world. Saying that, they still sit a massive 7 points in the drop zone, so Burnley need to pull something out of the bag to win this game. Arsenal with a spanking of 6-0 against West Ham. A fantastic performance, man. Fantastic performance. Adding +6 to your goal difference is a massive win, because it could come down to goal difference at the end of the season. So say 3 teams have the same points, okay, they go on goal difference, okay, and that +6 will definitely help their case. I do believe Arsenal have a fantastic chance of winning the title this season, because I think they've learned from their mistakes from last season, because last season they really scuffed the league, okay, but you know what, I think they've learned from their mistakes. We shall see what happens. So just on that 6-0 win against West Ham, I do have Arsenal to beat Burnley, another massive 3-0. Next up we have Fulham versus Aston Villa. Fulham beat their mid-table rivals Bournemouth. They now leap over Bournemouth and into 12th position, okay. 12th place may seem, quite poor, but they only sit 7 points from a top 7 finish. So can Fulham get an Europa League spot? I tell you what, that would be incredible, man. That would be incredible. Rodrigo Muniz has scored 2 games on the bounce, okay, and he does look quite decent, He does look half decent. Since they've signed Broja, he has really stepped up, okay, because he wants to be number 1. And you know what? When you sign a massive striker like him, okay, people want to be number 1, and that is why he stepped up, because he wants to prove to the Marcus Silva that he is better than him. Villa lost 2-1 to Man United. They are now hitting a bit of a roadblock, because they have dropped out of a top 4 place, okay, and yeah, man, not been great the last couple of games. They're just conceding too many goals, and in the Premier League, that is costly. So Fulham have a bit of confidence right now, so that's why I've gone for a draw. That's why I got Fulham and Villa to end as a 1-1 draw. Next up we have Newcastle versus Bournemouth. Newcastle beat Forest 3-2. They are now slowly picking up confidence after a terrible few weeks. They now jump into 7th place, and you know what? They will take that considering the season they've had. Going back a few years now, okay, when they signed Eddie Howe, okay, when they signed him, I was very unconvinced about him, okay, but since he's come in as manager, you know, he has proved everyone wrong. Yes, they've not won any trophies or anything, but Newcastle are a place now where they're fighting for like a top 7, top 5 finish, and that is all you can ask for, because Newcastle are definitely, you know, a massive club. So, you know, fair play to him right there. Bournemouth lost 3-1 to their mid-table rivals Fulham. They now drop into 13th position. The form has drastically dropped off in the last 4 weeks. Last 5 games, they've lost 3 and drew 2. So form-wise, not good. Last week, I spoke about Slanky and how important he is, okay? But now he has not scored for 3 games running. And that is part of the problem why Bournemouth have lost their last couple of games. So just on that, I do have Newcastle to win this game. That's why I got Newcastle to beat Bournemouth 2-1. Next we have Forest versus West Ham. Forest lost 3-2 to Newcastle. They now sit in 16th place, okay, only 2 points above the drop zone. Nottingham Forest's biggest issue this season is they score quite a few goals, but they're letting more goals than they score. So that is part of the problem that Forest have this season, just letting in too many goals. Like I said to you about Villa, it's costly in the Premier League. West Ham got a hammering 6-0 against Arsenal. They've now lost a massive -10 in their last 2 games, so pretty poor. And David Moyes has said he'll take some blame, but he said all the blame is on the players for not performing in matches, okay? So listen to this. When you disrespect and call the players at fault, that is a massive problem in this managing world, okay? And, you know, it won't be surprised if you see him sacked in the next couple of weeks or so, because obviously when you're calling out your own players for not performing, that is when you've got a massive problem. In their last 5 games, they've drew 3 and lost 2. So both of these sides aren't hitting form right now, so that's why I've gone for a draw. I've got Forest versus West Ham to end as a 2-2 draw. Next up we have Spurs versus Wolves. Spurs beat Brighton 2-1, which now sees them into 4th position. In their last 5 games, they have won 3 and drew 2. Great news though for you Spurs fans. You officially welcome back your captain, your main star, Son, okay? And oh boy, Spurs really have a full strength squad back, okay? And that is important in this last half of the season. So Spurs can look forward to a very good second part of the season if they keep all the players fit. Wolves lost 2-0 to Brentford, okay? And to be fair, I did not see this result coming, okay? Wolves didn't play their best, but that's okay because teams have bad days, and I think this was Wolves' bad day. But bad news is though, their main star striker, Junior, is set to miss the rest of the season, okay, due to injury. So that is a massive, massive loss. But they do welcome back Chan, okay, from the international break. So you know what, they've lost a player, they've got someone back, but missing Kuna will be a massive problem for them. They sit in 10th place and only 4 points away from Europa League spot. You know what, I'd love to see Wolves get it this season. But with Son back now for Spurs, and obviously Spurs have a massive strength squad now, I do believe Spurs will win this game. That's why I got Spurs to beat Wolves 2-1. Next up could be game of the weekend. It is Man City versus Chelsea. Man City beat Everton 2-0 with a Haaland double. They sit 2nd place and only 2 points behind leaders Liverpool, okay? So Man City are gonna be tough to stop now. The Champions League is back for these sort of teams, and obviously Man City can rotate squad because obviously they're B and C teams like their A teams. So Man City should be okay because obviously they can rest all the big stars and then just play the B side, but the B side is still as good as the first side, so it's crazy. But anyway, they should be fine. Chelsea beat Palace 3-1. They went down 1-0 against Palace, okay, and they came back to win 3-1, but when Chelsea went 1-0 down, I tweeted saying Chelsea could get relegated this season, okay? And some fans gave me some stick. So you know what, I love it though. You know, I love when fans get, you know, upset because it makes me laugh. But yeah, I tweeted they'll get relegated and some fans didn't like it. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Okay, so yeah, I thought Chelsea might lose that game, but they came back to win 3-1 for the second half. They came out second half and they sort of worked together. But the biggest problem this season, though, I said to you last week, is communication. Okay, and that is one of the problems they had first half against Palace as well. But you know, we'll see what happens with them. So just on that alone, I do have Man City though to beat Chelsea. That's why I got Man City to beat Chelsea 2-0. And could that be the game that sees Pochettino sacked? Next up we have Sheffield versus Brighton. Okay, Sheffield with a fantastic 3-1 win against their relegation rivals Luton Town. Sheffield gave themselves a lifeline to stay in the Premier League this season. Okay, I did not see this result coming, okay, but I watched the highlights and they played alright, you know, they played a decent. Sheffield had to win this game to give themselves a bit of a lifeline, and they won, but they still sit a massive 7 points in the drop zone. So yeah, still some work to do, but fair play to them for beating Luton. Brighton lost 2-1 to Spurs. Personally, Brighton have been hit and miss this season. I don't think they'll get a top 7 finish this season, but they're still in the Europa League, and that is the way they can qualify for next season. So Sheffield beat Luton and Brighton lost, so I do think Sheffield will have a bit of confidence going into this game, so that's why I've gone for a draw. That's why I got Sheffield versus Brighton to end as a 1-1 draw. Next up we have Luton versus Man United. Luton lost 3-1, as I said to you, lost 3-1 to their rivals Sheffield. I was certain Luton would win this game, but there you go. The Premier League guys is full of surprises. After that defeat though, they still remain out of the relegation zone by 1 point. But they're up against a resurged Man United. And Man United beat Villa 2-1. Yet again, Højlund on the score sheet. Finally, right now, Man United fans are seeing the potential this guy has. They've now won 3 games on the bounce, and all of a sudden looking like a top 4 contender. Saying that though, they still remain 6 points away from 4th, but Man United keep winning, that's all they can ask for, man. I think Man United are resurged right now, okay, and they are up for the challenge, okay, so that's why I've gone for Man United to win. I've got Man United to beat Luton 3-1. Next up we have Everton versus Crystal Palace. Everton lost 2-0 to Man City, but they played alright, you know. They still remain in the bottom 3 by 1 point. So realistically, Everton need to win this game. In their last 5 games, they've drew 3 and lost 2. So form-wise, again, it's not fantastic. This game is so important for both of these sides because they are so close to each other at the bottom 3, okay, and yeah, these teams need the result. Palace lost 3-1 to Chelsea again. Before this game though, Roy Hodgson said since he's been manager, this stint at Crystal Palace has been the hardest yet. I do feel for him, guys, because you're not seeing online right now that Palace chairman are in talks to sign a new midfield manager, okay, and you know what, I fear this could be Roy Hodgson's last game in charge against Everton, okay, because they're in talks with a guy called Oliver Glasner, okay. He used to be Frankfurt manager, okay. They won the Europa League with him a few years back, okay. And you know what? I believe Palace need a new manager, and that's why they're going for this Oliver Glasner, okay. Rodson, it could be over him, and I believe Rodson now needs to retire from managing and just enjoy his retirement. So just on that, I do have this game to end as a draw. That is why I've got Everton versus Palace to end as a 1-1 draw. And that is it for the 10 games being played this week, but there's a 2 extra games being played. So first up, we have Man City versus Brentford. I won't talk about all the stats now because obviously I've spoke about it. So I believe Man City will win this game as well, so that's why I've gone for a Man City win. I've got Man City to beat Brentford 3-1. And next up, we have Liverpool versus Luton Town. So yeah, again, Liverpool will be too strong for Luton, so that's why I've gone for another Liverpool win. I've got Liverpool to beat Luton 2-1. And then guys, there we have it, and that is my Premier League predictions for game week 25. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and yeah, like I said, the 12 games being played this week. Robertson could be sacked, so it's going to be one hell of a Premier League week. So anyway, thanks for watching today's video. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Good night.